I know, it's been like, I don't know how long since I've done a vlog video, and these things are so awkward to me. So I'm not even gonna preface what the video is about. I just decided to turn the camera on today and decided I was just gonna talk. Yeah, hopefully I'm in the frame because I keep moving around. Am I in the frame or not? Doo-dah, doo-dah. Yeah, I'm gonna mess with my camera today. Aha! So yeah, anyway, I decided to do a vlog today on just stuff that's on my mind. Figured I'd let everything that's going on up here just come out of here, and whatever happens, happens at this point. That's where I'm at. So I just got off of a pretty decent weekend. Usually when I say it's a decent weekend, it's because I had things to do. Usually that's not the case. Well, it's not true, because usually I spend my weekends with my family and my best friend. This weekend, however, I did have a show on Saturday night, which, for those who are new to my channel, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I am an actor. I do murder mysteries. I work with a company called Crime and Merriment. In fact, you can check us out on Facebook if you so wish to do so. And we do murder mysteries, and we usually do them for personal reasons or fundraisers, or there's a big get together and they have dinner and they have raffles and they have our show, and then, you know, everybody gets to get involved with that as well. So it was a really good crowd this weekend, I have to say. Only thing is there's a few things that I wanted to talk about as far as my shows are concerned. Let's go with the positive first. First of all, I have to say the people that I act with, I just, you know, some days you really realize when you're really involved in something how much you really appreciate who you're involved with. And if not for my best friend, my love of my life, if not for him, he introduced me into this group of these people, and I've been there now. It's going to be 4 years, actually, in the next 2 weeks or so, I think. And I've learned so much, and I've come out of so many different, I guess you could say that there were so many things that I didn't think I was capable of that I seem to be capable of, and I just enjoy doing this. But anyway, the people that I get to do this with are just wonderful people, and I constantly post pictures and stuff like that. That's just me. And I just remember at the end of the night, we're all sitting around and we're all eating our dinner. We're all kind of just having, you know, talk about just random stuff. And I admire every single one of them for different reasons. You know, some of them for just their, I don't even know, their essence, I guess I want to say. It's just that you want to suck up everything from these people, their intelligence, their talent, their ability to converse. They're just, you know, there are things about people that sometimes I feel are lacking, and these people specifically, that's not the case. But I just wanted to say that, like, that is like a moment. There's always a moment with me where I kind of sit there and I'm taking in all of my surroundings and just appreciating what was going on. Now for the negative part of it. So when we do these shows, intermediately, in between acts, we have to mingle with the crowd, sort of like in character, and we have to answer questions and give them, you know, a little bit of background on what's going on in case they have questions. And there are some people that have been there before, so they're kind of familiar with who you are, but they don't know what your character is in every show, because every show is different. But there was this one table with these two people, and they were a couple, and I've seen them at various shows before, and they're very familiar with my characters in the past because they've known my characters to be something different in each one. Well, this time they sort of decided that they thought that I was sort of like, oh, how do I put this without offending anybody? They kept calling me Redneck. Now, I have to tell you something. First of all, I do live up in, you know, suburban New York. I live in upstate New York. I'm in, you know, Putnam County. It's the sticks. I get it. There is not a piece of me that is redneck. In fact, none of it's redneck. I'm still a Bronx girl. I'm still a New York City girl. Even though it's toned down, if a girl got to break out into the Bronx, she's going to break out into the Bronx. But let's just put it this way. I didn't do that. But anyway, so I was kind of like engaged with other people and kind of, you know, doing stuff, and I heard this woman, this whatever she was, I don't know if it was his wife or girlfriend, whatever, stand up and she's like, "Hey, redneck girl, come over here." And I'm like, you know, it's funny the few times that it's said, but when it's like incessant and it's like, you know, it's looking to really, I don't know, aggravate me or get my attention. It was definitely made to get my attention. It got my attention. It got my attention to go the other way, as I was not about to go over there. And I complained about it to, you know, some of my other castmates, and, you know, some of them are just like, you know, ignore it or walk away. And of course, one of them was like, "Oh, just go over there and mingle with them." And I'm like, "No, I don't know. Not gonna do that. No." So yeah, that kind of sucked. But other than that, you know, I just love doing this whole acting thing. So it gives me an opportunity to not only do what I love secondary to this, which is singing, but it gives me an opportunity to just dress up and, of course, make up and be somebody else and interact with people, because I don't really do that a lot. And it kind of segues into my second thing I'm vlogging about. I recently, you know, in my recent videos, I've been talking about networking and getting to know some girls and really enjoying the time that I'm doing that, because not only am I putting myself out there more than I've ever have, but I'm meeting some really good people. And yesterday they were all doing Sunday shout-outs, and I'm like, I'm the only person who didn't do the Sunday shout-outs. So I guess, you know, in a way I'll be doing a few shout-outs, but it's not Sunday. I've talked about these girls before, you know, on my Thankful Thursday and my Friday freebies, and then I had a shout-out at the end. So I kind of been doing that anyway, you know. It all started with Vanessa, That Is Rad, and I have to say this because I don't want to say it, and I do want to say it. I have talked to Vanessa, That Is Rad, so much in my videos, and have just, you know, and like I said, I've known Vanessa, you know, video-wise since I started YouTube, and, you know, and now I'm kind of like networking with all these other people that she knows, and she's shouting out all these people, and I don't know if she just doesn't come to my channel, but I don't think Vanessa likes me. I don't know. A few years ago when I first started YouTube, I remember writing this blog, and it was an appreciation blog. It was very similar to Shoutouts. And I wrote this whole full thing, and I sent it to her, and I remember her being like, "Oh, so appreciative and so thrilled about it." And I'm like, "Oh my God, she actually read it," and it was thrilling to me. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those paranoid things with me where I'm like, "Oh yeah, the bigger YouTubers, why would they even like me? I'm just, you know, whatever. I'm not everybody's cup of tea." You know, they kind of like a lot of different makeup tutorials and that kind of stuff, and I'm just like, you know, whatever. I'm just, you know, the average mom and what have you. So yeah, I kind of get the feeling like Vanessa doesn't come to my channel, but you know what? It's all good. Whatever it is, it is. You know, we all have our personal preferences. Not everybody likes everybody. But Vanessa, come to my channel. No, I'm only kidding. Yeah, I don't know. I just, it's weird with me with people, because if you meet me outside of my home, I've been told that I'm such a social, most personable person, and I am to a point. I met some people this weekend. My best friend, he brought some people from his job to our show, and at the end of it, I was thrilled to meet them because they were just so sweet and so supportive, and they're really close to my best friend, and they take such good care of him at work, and they're just, you know, everything that you could want for somebody who you love in your life. I mean, that's the kind of friend I am. I feel good about when there's people in their lives that give them positivity if I'm not there, whatever, what have you. So I met some really great people, and the thing with me is that I can meet people and I can interact with them, and apparently I'm good at it because I get told how good I am with socializing, and then I come home, and then it seems like on a daily basis that I am just the most, I don't know, alienated, single, solitude, I don't know what you want to call it. I just don't seem to have too much interaction with people outside of doing the YouTube or the Facebook thing. But again, it's not like I'm sitting next to somebody or engaging in a conversation or having coffee with them. I'm just talking to a camera and they're watching me. So I struggle with relationships. I've always struggled with relationships, but my circle is so small that it consists of, and even that has been a struggle too. My best friend, who I've known him for about 8 or 9 years, and some of you have seen him in some of my videos, and you'll be seeing him again because I'm kind of trying to collaborate again. Ideas of kinds of videos he and I can do again, because he is just hilarious and adorable and just full of personality, and I think he deserves to be out there in the community as well. I mean, the reason that he doesn't do any of this stuff is he's limited to what he can do, so I kind of pull him into this world through me, and that's a whole other story. But so he's like the best person that I'm closest to. I mean, I'm close to my family, of course, and I have select people in my life that, you know, at certain times I'll talk to. I don't have like engaging relationships. I don't have a lot of girl friends that I hang out with or go shopping with or have coffee with, and sometimes I feel like maybe I'm past that. And it sounds terrible to say that, because when are you ever really past socializing? But sometimes I feel like maybe that's just like my time has passed, and, you know, I'm just not supposed to really do that. And then there are times that I feel like some of my female friends really just need me for when they have negative stuff going on with them. It's like they're wonderful, and then there are times when I feel like they call or they text or they Facebook when they are not in a good place, and maybe because I'm older and because I've been through life and been through whatever, that they decide that, oh, I can tell her, and I have no problem with that. But there is a point where I guess I have boundaries, where I feel like sometimes I'm just not up for giving so much advice or talking about, you know, stuff that maybe I've been down that road or haven't been down that road. I don't know. And I think this is why I kind of like have a little bit of a barrier with friendships, because I kind of put a halt on what I'm able to give. And that sounds terrible, because I've never been that way. I've just, in the last few years, have been burned where, you know, you develop a relationship with somebody and you think that you're close with them, and, you know, you develop sort of a bond, and then all of a sudden something happens and that whole thing just blows up and your entire world changes. And that's what has happened to me. I have a vlog channel that I really don't know why I have it anymore, because I really don't do much separate vlogging. In fact, I don't know why I even have it, but I do have it. It's up. It's Kali Vlogs. I'll link it below. There are vlogs up there from a few years ago, months back, of some situations that I'm going into more detail about that has caused me to feel this way. And it was with somebody who is a family member, or sort of a family member, but not by blood through me. It's just through my daughter's father. It's his sister-in-law. And I was really close with her at one point, and we had a falling out. We've had falling outs over the years, but last year was a huge falling out that involved my child, and once it involves my child, there's just, no, that's it. Nope, no going back. And there's a lot of details to that have kept me from wanting to have a relationship with her again. And I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say that it still doesn't have an effect on me, because it does. Because unfortunately, when I'm out in the community, my daughter is in the same school and the same dance school and the same, you know, religious instructions, and she's in the same, you know, the community is like a very small place when you have tension with people. Let's put it that way. And I'm not one of these people that likes to join in the community in the manner of being like the, how should I say this? How should I put this without being really nasty and mean? I'm not a dance mom. I'm not a soccer mom. I'm supportive of my daughter. I have done the volunteering thing. I have done the, you know, and I still do that to a capacity, but I've kind of put a halt on it and kind of pulled the reins back, and it was like, I just don't seem to fit the criteria, I guess, of the typical mom. And that's the mom that runs around all day and does errands and goes out for coffee and goes and, to their child's 700th extracurricular thing. And not saying that my daughter doesn't have extracurricular, but because of my daughter and because of what I know for a fact that she's able to enjoy and not it be overwhelming, I don't put her in 100 different things. I want my child to do well in school. I want the focus to be on that because she's a bright child. She has so much, this mind up here absorbs so much that I don't think it should be overloaded with other things. And I know a lot of women are going to thumbs me down about it, but it's just my personal choice as a mom. She does dance once a week, which is quite enough. Girl Scouts every other, I think every other month or whatever. And she has religion. Well, that's something that she has to do. And that's it. Like, I don't put her in, she's not in a sport, and she's not, she has chorus in school, and she's going to be doing some after-school clubs after the holidays. So I kind of think that her plate's full, and I don't think that there's a necessity to have, like, her in every social community thing. And I'm not the community mom I used to be. I think that women can be a little bit too catty, too involved in other people's lives, and they talk about people, and I don't like that. I'm just not there. And that was one of the barriers that kind of broke me from being around my sister-in-law, because persona outside is completely different than persona home. And our relationship suffered in so many different ways because of that, and also because of who I am genuinely. Genuinely, I'm a person that speaks her mind. Genuinely, I'm a person that when I feel something, I show it and I say it. And some people think that I'm too much, or I give too much, or I say too much. And you know what? I can't change that. Can't change that. Been this way all of my life. I've made a lot of adjustments for people. I've gone through so many different aspects of my life because of my own personal, I guess you could say my own personal hang-ups. I don't want to even use the word hang-ups. I've had depression. I've been sick with depression many, 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 many years ago. And that has a lasting effect on you when you get older, because you're more worried about giving that to your child. You're worried about how that's going to affect them in the future. You're worried about if it's going to come back to you at some point when big things happen and they change your life. And that's me. I'm always worried about big things changing my life, where if I'm comfortable in my mind now and in my heart and everything else, and something goes wrong, am I strong enough to handle that? Or am I going to go back to the way I used to be? These are things that, do cloud my mind every once in a while. But other than that, I try to enjoy as much as I possibly can. And I am a person who gives. It's just that now I kind of pulled the reins on that, because I found out that the more I gave, the less I was feeling good about it. It sounds terrible, because you think the more you give people, the more filled you become. And that didn't happen here. Maybe because I was giving it to the wrong people. But I feel better in my life knowing that I have always tried. I have always tried to give people the best of what I can do, supportively, or just as a person. And there's only so much you can do before you say, you know what, it's not worth it if I have to change completely who I am and how I do things. So, I kind of put the wall up. And that's why I think YouTube has helped me kind of break it down little by little, because I'm allowing more of myself to come out this way, because there isn't a direct judgment. There isn't a direct knocking me down. Yeah, I can read comments that are like, oh, you suck and you're stupid. But those are trolls. Those are people I don't have to see. And I probably don't even know who the hell they are. So who the hell cares? But whatever. So I just want everybody to know that I appreciate all of the people that interact with me on Facebook, on YouTube, on, Twitter, whatever, what have you. I think I appreciate you guys more than I appreciate some people in my personal life, like outside of my daughter, my best friend, some of my family. I appreciate you guys as much as I appreciate them. That's how much this means to me, that I just would rather connect this way and be this way than go out there and get knocked down by people who claim to know me, or people who just don't know really what I mean. I've always struggled to get across what I mean. And that is the worst. That is like the ultimate worst, is when you can't give yourself, because a person is just not wanting to really receive it. All they want to receive from you is what they need, and then that's the end of it. So it's hard to find people that actually like you for you, no matter what you're doing, whether you have makeup on or not, whether you're in a good mood or not. You know, it's very rare. And that's it for my rant on people, because I can go on all damn day. But yeah, I'm really grateful, I guess. I'm really appreciative. That's the word I want to use. I mean, Thankful Thursday, I didn't really go into it much because I'm going to be doing this on my channel every Thursday, and I am going to keep doing that. I think that's a good way to also realize, you know, the things in your life that you don't really give yourself the time to reflect on. But I am going to go into it more on Thursdays. I'm just, you know, I'm good where I am. I'm good where I am. I could go on about other things that I can't change and wish that were different. In fact, my niece was here yesterday for the first time in a long time. And it was so surreal because I was not a few nights ago, I actually had like a dream or a nightmare, you can call it whatever. Because when something's deep in your conscious mind, you kind of dream about it. So yes, I was dreaming about her mom. Happens to be the person I'm talking about, and it's my niece. And yesterday she showed up with her dad because her dad was here to, do some outside yard work, and she was with my daughter, and I saw my daughter's face. My daughter hasn't had an opportunity to play with her cousin in the longest time, ever since this shit happened. And to see her happy and to see my niece happy, and my niece, you know, it was good to hear Aunt Dawn again. I haven't heard that in I don't know how long. And it just felt like, you know, the war was over, at least for the afternoon. And I felt when I left here yesterday and the two girls were playing that, you know, everything's good, everything's cool, you know, the earth rotated in the right direction and everybody's getting along, you know. Wish that could be that way with the adults too, but you can't control that. And it just gets me thinking. That's the problem, I think. It's things that get you thinking about other things, and you don't want to do that because you're like, okay, that went well, let's not push it. So, but yeah, that's it. That's kind of just all the stuff that's in my head, in my brain right now. I really want to tell you guys, I really love you guys. I appreciate you guys coming to my channel. All of you new people, this is who I am. You will see this, you know, you will see this at least once a week if I can get myself to the point where I could say, you know what, just say it to the camera and don't worry about who's going to watch it and what they're going to say. Because I do worry about that, but I don't let on that I worry about that. But anyway, shout outs to all of the new girls I've mentioned before. Nikki Murphy, Jessie Sanford, Stacy Gilbert. You know, these guys have been thrown out there incessantly the last couple of days. And of course, there's other people that I haven't talked to you guys about in the freebie world, and also other people that are not even doing beauty channels, but they're just doing channels maybe for daily inspiration. I have Christy Jennings. She's wonderful. She does makeup and hauls and that kind of thing, but she does like daily aspirations and inspirations, and she's just such a sweet, quiet, peaceful, like very content individual to watch. She engages you that way, and I really appreciate her. She's always commenting on my videos, and I want to thank her because I know that they're commenting on my videos is getting to be a pain in the ass, and it's getting to be a pain in the ass on my end too, because every fucking time I'm trying to answer somebody, it's like I have to do it through Google Plus because it doesn't show up on my and I have a hair. It doesn't show up on my comments, and it pisses me off, and people are complaining that they can't comment back. But I will link her channel below. She is just a real sweetheart, And then there's the people that I have been watching and have been with me for the longest time. And to my new subscribers, you know, I don't mention them because a lot of people are also doing freebies and samples and things like that. But in my next coming videos, I will be doing shout outs on those types of people and everything else. So I have rambled for 25 fucking minutes. If you've stayed here this long, thank you very much. Yeah, I just felt like talking today. So I'll see you guys in my next video.